Hello, guys. This is more like emergency life, and I didn't actually tell you guys that I'm going to be making a live because it's been quite a while which I've been following up with my channel, trying to talk to you guys. Good evening. I hope you guys are doing great. I hope you are doing well. You should be doing well because the new norms of the world is capitalizing on people's not doing well and call it opportunity for money making. So the topic of today, which obviously I didn't actually put it on the screen, is the African revolution that is going on. This revolution we're talking about here is the African Silicon Valley. And nobody saw it coming. And be my guest, this is not the Lagos Silicon Valley. This very Silicon Valley I'm talking about here is not actually trying to rival the West. But this is some kind of a Silicon Valley that have everything under one roof. And this is shaking up the internet as I'm talking to you because why? It's doing something kind of in a different way that people didn't actually expect. I want you to understand that Africa is the future of humanity, whether I like it or not. And I'm going to come into different diverse ways where Africa is actually proving to become the future of humanity. By population, by ingenuity. And when I talk about population, for instance, you guys know that Nigeria population currently is actually somehow going head to head with the United States of American continent. And that is very concerning. Now, if it is not very concerning for you, then you should ask yourself why Bill Gates GMO is heading straight to Nigeria. And a lot of people say, GMOs are safe. And a lot of people are saying that we have GMOs before, like the poultry chicken, right? But the poultry chicken isn't actually engineered to deal with the population, the outbursting population of Africa. So in that regard, the GMOs of the Bill Gates and Belinda Gates that is going towards Africa, it's not smiling. It's not smiling at African population because there is something that the West knows so well. And what they know so well is that they are trying to shrink African population, just like the way they have shrunk the West. But Africa is not actually going through that route because Africa has its cultural heritage that is somehow an ironic scenery of what is going on in the West. You know, the birth rate, don't beat your children, the child right and all that. Africa totally obliterated everything, and Africa is charting its own course. However, there is a problem, and the problem Africa are having, which I know is a very common broader problem, is the West. And they're using the politician to actually do it. However, African youth are rising to the occasion to understand that we can't have the same people who put us in the chains and shackles that we have right now to come and save us. It is impossible. So the new African Silicon Valley, which I talked about in the recent video which I uploaded, is talking about, not just talking about, this is already existing, it's already happening as I'm talking to you right now. They are not seeking fund, they are not looking for just a way to start up. No, here it looks so cool. So let me play some, some kind of music which I know a lot of you guys are gonna like. That's the kind of music that currently is in vogue. So, the African Silicon Valley is doing something different. And this very Silicon Valley we're talking about here is changing the trajectory which Africa is moving. And it is very interesting. So, what is the very Silicon Valley all about? This Silicon Valley, as I'm talking to you, is aiming at trying to do something that the West and the Asians are doing, but doing it wrongly. And what am I talking about here? We're talking about your smartphones. We're talking about your laptops. We're talking about a whole shebang of gadgets, personal assistant devices under one roof. And the epicenter of this very innovation we're talking about here lies Botswana. Be my guest. A country which no one actually saw coming. A country